Okay. I call for NA heads.
Oh, fuck.
Do it again. I call heads for NA. Who gets white first round? Let's head. Yeah. NA gets white. In the first game, it is going to be. Let me bring this up. Europe against North America here. 12 on 12. Round 1 is outhouse broken for NA. He gets white against Choco Hill from Ireland. It's USA against Ireland, round 1. Best of 3 bullet. It's going to be rated. And outhouse broken gets white. So if it goes to 3 games, he will get the second white. He will get the second white. I am following him. Choco Hill against outhouse broken. 12 EU players against 12 NA. It doesn't matter that, look, there's 12 boards. So in the end, it evens out if it goes down. Here we go. NA against EU. Round 1. Outhouse broken, aka Mao Zedong against Frozen Edge 666. And we have a London system. Playing an EU opening. What's up with that? Best of 3, okay. So far, no blunders from these, the lower rated participants. What do you think, Eric? What are your predictions for this matchup?
I'm pretty confident that Mao Zedong is going to pull up.
Outhouse Broken's got a great knight on e5, and why is he trading it off? Don't trade off that knight. Let black deal with it.
Yeah, this is just
Choco Hill, he's European, probably a bit better in endgame. So the more pieces that get traded off,
wait.
you gotta look at this. F6, never play F6. E6 is now gonna be weak. White's putting pressure on E6. This looks great for White. He's gonna triple on the E file. Time is pretty close match. 1336 against 1773. Would you say that represents?
B3 is a very.
No, but a 1300 from North America is equivalent to what in Europe?
1716, yeah.
Okay, so this is a very even matchup on paper. But I like White's position. Look at that. And he's got the center pawns. He's got potential for a pass pawn. Oh, C5, giving up the D5 square. And he hangs a piece. Oh, a piece is not taken by Choco Hill. Very, very friendly, sportsmanlike behavior from Europe so far. Not taking the free knight, and now a very aggressive rook lift. Rook b6, he's going to double. We've started off the match here. c6 might be in the card soon. e5. Is that not a free pawn? And, well, queen trade and d4 is hanging. But, you know what? White is up 3. Oh! The blunder. Ooh. NA with the first blunder of the day, a full rook. And if Choco Hill can show his speed, this is going to be 1-0 for EU. He's pushing the pawn, but the rook can stop it. And that is game 1 to EU. This is a must-win. This is a must-win for black now. Let's see it from Europe's point of view. Avoiding some theory against the French is the Irishman.
Whoa.
What happened there? A pre-move.
Some EU.
That was an NA pre-move, actually. An NA pre-move. Bishop d7. I'm not sure about the resignation last round. I don't think these guys should be resigning. Who knows if Frozen Edge has the technique.
I like.
Well, this seems to be a very even matchup. The question is he going to blunder a rook again? Is black going to blunder a rook like last game? I'll tell you one thing. I like White's position here, playing against this weak c6 pawn. I'm not sure about rook b2. It looks like a funny looking move. Double, put pressure. Very safe chess from Choco Hill here. Protecting the back. He is looking to just use his time advantage to win. Not trying to force the issue here. Hoping that White's going to blunder. This is looking like it's going to be a round 1 win for EU. He's up 13 seconds now.
Don't count NA out here.
I don't see what he's doing with his bishop on d7 that he pre-moved. He pre-moved that and it's still there. He's going to have to be a lot more active. This is a very passive French position. He hangs another rook. That's 2 rook hangs from NA in the first 2 minutes of this match. That's not going to be good. That is not going to be good.
Oh yeah, NA is...
NA is very nervous right now. This is the strongest EU NA maybe ever. And doesn't seem like he's handling the pressure.
Ooh.
And not playing rook e8, again, sportsmanship from the Irishman. What do you make of that?
This is some very bi-curious play to start off the match.
Well, Choco Hill is the EU captain, and he's showing why he was picked with a decisive victory. 2-0, 22 seconds up. Some pre-moves from NA here, but it's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough. That is a win for EU 2-0. We're going to have to update that. That was... yeah, eliminated. Up next is Choco Hill against Treadle from NA. Somebody I'm not familiar with. They're rated 1353, but they might be a wild card. They might be underrated. So the EU captain takes round 1, but there are still 11 more NA players left, including some of the highest rated players on the website. Here we go. EU NA. The second round. Choco Hill for EU against Treadle, who is making his debut. What is this? Some Scandinavian that looks great for black on a queenside castle. Queenside castle, and just push those pawns. Black is already equalized and he's up 3 seconds. A 1300 from NA. He's got a 400 point rating deficit, but I love his position so far.
Like
rook
we
to
said
d8.
before, 1300 NA is a 1700.
But the rook hangs last round really concerned. Really concerning.
So you need some first round jitters. We very
Well,
forgivable.
first round jitters, let's hope so, because EU is stacked. If we can't make it past the Irish frontier, I don't know how we're going to make it past the more principled Dutch or even the wild Serbians. So bishop against knight here. This knight has some potential. Maybe it can jump to f4. d3 pawn is a little bit weak. This is a very close match. So far the games have been very competitive. Very competitive so far, and not a noticeable speed difference between NA and EU. But I think as we go further down, we're going to start to see some real flaggers. Ooh, d4 is very, very soft. The positional North American player taking advantage of the holes in White's position. And he hangs a pawn. Queen takes f2. Is he going to see it? No. The pawn is still hanging, and he does not see it. Tunnel vision from the NA player. f2 still hanging. But he's got a great knight, and he's going to have fun with it. Don't trap your own knight by taking here. Rook a2 traps it. Good move by NA. And finally, he sees it. He takes the pawn 6 moves later. Where do you move the queen? Queen e2, queen b2. EU's got a huge problem with the bishop here. Huge problem with the bishop. This bishop is not doing a good job. Whereas this knight controls the entire position. Bishop e4. That's a bit better. Knight might jump to g5. NA is doing really well here, but he's down 4 seconds. Can he make it up? Can he make it up? We need some pre-moves from Treadle. Treadle needs to pre-move pretty much from here on. He's down 2 seconds. The pre-moves on the dark squares. You're playing against a bishop. Pre-move on the dark squares. Will NA show their speed here? Choco Hill maintaining his... Oh, time is almost even. We have parity here. And NA has reversed the position, and he's going to flag him.
Whoa.
What an upset by NA. Down 4 seconds with 10 seconds to go, and he completely flags Choco Hill to take the first game with black. That's good news for NA.
Unprecedented.
That is good. And he's gained 250 rating points. Look at that. That was one ripe European. And we have a Joko piano here. Playing an Italian opening. Castle? Oh, okay. This opening is probably pretty good for White in bullet. I like his chances. I like the center, Eric. What do you say?
I like the center too, Eric.
Thank
Just
you.
like Giovanna, eh?
Ah, we're both called Eric. That's a bit awkward. Time is very even, but knight g5. He has intentions. Bishop d3, eyeballing the h7 pawn. Is he going to see it? Is Choco Hill going to see the threat? And he does. All right. Nevertheless, I like it. Renewed mate threat. Queen takes h7. Oh, NA! NA! Falls for one of the most basic checkmating patterns in chess.
No, EU fell for the
Yes,
one
EU.
basic.
EU falls for one of the most basic checkmate. Ooh, NA with a big upset in round 2. Choco Hill goes down.
What a performance, taking out the EU captain.
Queen takes h7. Didn't see that one coming. Let's quickly update that. Next up, we have a treatle against standing wave. A treatle. You are white against standing wave. I'll treatle. Here we go. The game's already started. EU against NA. It's 1-1 apiece right now.
Standing wave. We have no idea what his rating.
Standing wave is from Europe. He's got. Is this a brand new account?
It might be.
1600 blitz, and he's
Okay.
playing the Stonewall.
Very
Stonewall
solid.
set up here. He's gonna play C3. He's gonna put a knight on E5. He's probably gonna attack. We're gonna have to see. But you know what? The speed already 6 seconds behind on the clock. Doesn't look like he's a veteran bullet player here. Taking far too much time
Ooh.
in the opening. But gotta like white's position here with the open F file and the nice pawn structure. This is looking good for white. We have no idea what strength standing wave is in bullet. But we do know that it's 1-1. 11 players left for each side right now. Black concedes a worse pawn structure already. Time is even. White's getting ready to play knight d2, knight f3, put another knight on. Oh, maybe h3. Starting to see e6 as a big weakness here. Bishop f5, trying to get rid of that weakness by taking with the e-pawn, and he does. Good job by Altreidel, fixing some of his holes. Knight e5, rook e8, queen d2, knight e4. That's a strong fork. Oh, and he hangs the piece. EU in command here, up a piece and up 2 seconds. He's going to have to trade off pieces. Can he convert?
No. NA's in command. Right?
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Giovanni, you gotta get it together.
Nobody knows who you're talking
I know.
about.
It's okay. It's just for me and you, Ben.
And A is taking over.
Classic mating pattern.
5 seconds up. Knight f2 wins. Knight h3 and queen g1. Is he going to show some technique that he's studied a chess game before? That's a forced checkmate. Altreidel going to move to 3-0. All right. Hello, Carlos Alberto. Altreidel needs one more game to eliminate his second opponent.
Tell Hambo I said hi next time y'all see him.
Altreidel against standing wave. Second game. The European needs to win to take this to the third game.
Wow, is white up a pawn already?
White is up a pawn. Altreidel is showing some very good bullet chess right now. What would you estimate him to be?
Oh, I don't know.
18 or 1900?
Yeah, I would say around there. Maybe even more. We haven't seen his performance against maybe stronger players, but definitely force to be reckoned with for sure.
He's up a pawn, but he's down 7 seconds. Knight d5 looks killer here. Knight d5 wins a piece. The queen doesn't have anywhere to go. Knight e7, knight e7 check. Oh, and he misses it. And he misses it. He also could have taken this. Ooh. He can try it again. Knight d5 and knight e7. He's got another chance. White is taking a lot of time here, and he's gonna have to make up a few seconds on the clock. But that's a piece hang by EU, and it looks like NA is gonna take the lead 2-1 so far. Bishop g4, f3, knight takes c7. He's cleaning up the board.
NA definitely in the
Altreidel is not the hero we expected, but maybe the hero we need. And he's going to reroute that knight to d5, where it's going to have a massive fork on e7. Knight e7 check. Ooh, this was a very one-sided affair. Look at that. Look at that. So it's going to be, what's the next pairing? Barring something horrific. King up, rook takes g7. I can hear some people in the other room waiting to play for NA. Unfortunately for them, Altreidel might just beat EU on his own. Game over. NA takes a 2-1 lead. And next up, we got Era 2609 from Europe. He's rated 1182. Europe gets very strong on the last 4 or 5 boards, But their first few cannon fodder. Would you say? Would you say, Jeff?
Absolutely.
Yes. And here we go, another German. So the Irish have recruited a few Germans to beef up their lineup. We'll see if it pays off. We got a Najdorf. Oh no, we got a Dragdorf. I don't know my names very well. Probably got that wrong. But Black is playing very quickly, and it doesn't seem like he's 1200 based on his first few moves. It's the Germans, yes. The Germans. A prophylactic move, King H1, showing a lot of maturity in his chess.
Isn't a piece hanging?
Yes, a piece is hanging. Knight takes d4 was missed by Black. Knight d4 in all the trades, the bishop on e2 is on priest. But he did not see that. This is looking good for White so far. He's up 5 seconds and he's playing against an isolated pawn. I'm predicting White wins this game. He's got the bishop here and he's up 11 seconds. I mean, EU just has to play faster.
I like EU's position really good for a couple moves here, but the speed.
A lot of activity for EU, but not enough time. And rook takes e6 is fine as well. Or you move your queen away. But rook takes e6. Finds queen b4. I'm quite impressed. Altreidel, he's a brand new player in the arena, but look at this. Queen takes, yeah. And now queen e8 check is a threat. Queen e8 check. Bishop c4. But he's up 13 seconds. Insurmountable.
Even if Black.
You have to checkmate. You have to checkmate. You simply have to check. And there isn't. No, there isn't, because the bishop can go g1. There's not even a hope for a checkmate. You got to play like bishop d6 or something. No, that is a one-sided flag. 11 seconds up for NA, and we're waiting for game 2. But Altreidel so far is 5-0. Thank you, Crypto, for the resub. Okay, this is a must-win for EU, so we are going to follow this from White's perspective. We have a Grunfeld. E3 positional. Ooh, the principled European chess. E3, not going overly ambitious. Staying solid, and that's a second pawn he could have captured. I'm not sure Altreidel is going to be booked up there. Queen, castle. Alright, White is up on time so far, so EU definitely needs to keep ahead on the clock this game. So far he's doing a good job of that. He's up 5 seconds in this Grunfeld, but he's got to figure out a way to develop this bishop. This bishop needs to breathe. Rook c1 maybe, h3. Black is far too active for a bullet game. So knight a4, queen c7. White needs to expand a bit more in the center. Right now, Black is just taking pot shots. Look at this rook, great open file. Pieces are all cramped. Bishop c3, okay, that's a bit better. Maybe h3, get rid of that bishop. All right. White is breaking free, but there is a piece hanging. Bishop e2 and rook takes d4. Rook takes d4. Is he going to find rook takes d4? He doesn't. Ooh, NA with a golden chance again. Rook takes d4. Missed. Again, rook takes d4. Missed. For the third time or no? Ooh.
This is,
White. Okay, there. He's protected against it. But again, the threat is renewed. Is he going to see it? Rook takes d4. Wins a piece. Oh, and EU. That's good. He's keeping the chances alive, and he's up a second. He's up a second. This is going into endgame. Queen and bishop against queen and knight. Most likely going to be on the board. I think knights are better in time scrambles. EU has the knight. EU needs to win to go to game 3. Era against Altreidel. I'm not sure about that move. Get that knight into the game. Start giving checks. Move that knight into position. Give space for your king. Play g3. Give space for your king. Oh, EU. g5. But queen g3 blocks it. Queen g3 has to be... Oh, EU moves up a piece. Sorry, NA moves up a piece with 2 seconds on the clock. There's a checkmate. There's a checkmate in 1. Oh, missed by EU. EU now has to win a time scramble. Up 1 second. Will Era do it? Will Era do it? All the way down the board. No. He's up on time. He is up on time. He is coming back. He is coming back. He's up 2 seconds. He's got to move. 2 more pre-moves. 1 more. Oh, what a choke. Queen A4. He must have caught the pre-move. I think White was up 2 seconds. He wanted to move his king up, but Queen A4 killed the pre-move. And what a win by Altreidel by 0.001 seconds. NA takes match 3. What a comeback. That was what a finish.
Wow, I gotta say, Altreidel.
He made a comeback. Altreidel is clutch.
He's playing very solid. He's not making many mistakes. He's not seeing like these piece-winning moves, but he's not dropping pieces either.
No, he's playing some very, very clean chess. Wow. Era really had that 2 seconds here, and he guessed the wrong pre-move. Probably the safest was to push the pawn. But it's hard to say when you only have a couple seconds. But Queen A4 was a clutch move because it definitely killed White's pre-move, and he would have lost. It was game over as long as White made any single move on the board. So Altreidel moves to 6-0 against EU. We are finding new talent in North America, and this is going to be great for future battles. What do we have next? Altreidel against Henry 0813, who's rated 1900 from Europe.
This will be a real test.
Henry sounds like a North American name to me.
Okay, probably an Irishman or something.
Yeah, I don't know too many Henrys from Europe, but maybe an Irishman. Altreidel gets another game. Remember, this format means one person could win the whole match. If you have only one player left, you still have chances. Oh, it's against Chef Salad. Chef Salad. Okay. Altreidel against Chef Salad. Here we go. Chef Salad. Is that Netherlands? They have Netherlands against USA. And he's unrated. We don't know what he's at. Let's see if he plays some theory. We got a Grunfeld. Altreidel clearly knows a bit of theory. He's playing theory in bullet. He's been booking up for EU. What line against the classical? 92, bishop e3. Does he know theory? Yes, he does. Okay, Chef Salad most likely is better than 1200. His blitz is around 1700, but he's down 10 seconds. He's really going to have to play quicker. We just saw some great speed from Altreidel. Chef Salad, after watching that, needs to know he's got to stay on par with him on the clock and try to beat him over the board. Chef Salad is taking way too much time. He's down 6 seconds, and they're just in the opening so far. I see a piece going to c4. As a Grunfeld player, I'm a bit biased. I like what Altreidel's doing, but EU is catching up on the clock. It's only 3 seconds now. Got to play knight on c3 is hanging. He defends it. He's got to have to trade this off. Keep this dark square bishop. Oh, giving up. You don't want to give up that dark square bishop.
Oh, no.
Take. Oh. Maybe he can take it now, but EU is in some trouble here. He's down on time, and the tactics favor black. Active pieces, great bishops. Rook takes c4 coming, pressure on the knight. Queen takes d5, knight d5. Knight d5 is a great square. I like EU's position. Let's flip it to EU side. I like the knight on d5. Knights are trickier in time scrambles, but he's got to make up 3 seconds here. Altreidel, the people's champ right now, up 3 matches. Rook takes a7. Greedy Europeans. Altreidel is up 4 seconds. He doesn't care about that pawn. He's going to win on the clock. He's got to move that queen. 6 seconds to 11. We need a mate. We need a mate from EU. And he blunders the queen. Queen takes b6. EU can win a queen, but he's got 2 seconds. He's got to find a mate. Oh, that was way too slow from EU. Just way too slow. And a comfortable win for Altreidel. Competitive chess, but on the clock, not so much. Again, a must-win situation for EU. They cannot solve the Altreidel riddle. He's playing. They got e4, got an Alekines here. And Alekines, it means you can make quick, easy moves. You should not be taking time in the opening. You're not pushing your pawns. Just develop your pieces. Chef Salad's got to play quicker. He's down already 4 seconds. He's got to play faster. He's got to represent Holland. They're quick. He's got to be a speed skater. Faster. Bishop d7. Yes, make those quick, easy pawn moves. h6, a6, bishop f8. He's got to catch up. He's down 6 seconds, and it's only building, Eric. This is looking like Altreidel's going to be up 4-0 on EU.
EU's just not. They're not playing fast
No,
enough.
They need
They need the speed.
they need internet. I don't know. Yeah, they need the speed. This is very disappointing so far. I think they need to call. I mean, their team captain here must be furious, and he might have to call a timeout. Frozen Edge must be fuming.
Ooh.
And Altreidel is winning on the board and on time. He's up two pawns here, and king position.
Okay, but
And he just hung a piece. And he just hung a queen. Oh!
Ooh.
Finally, Altreidel collapses. He pre-moves when he shouldn't have, and the queen hang. Ooh, this is going to be a win for EU. If he doesn't win this, the queen and a bishop up, this is, well, inexcusable. Looks like Altreidel has been broken for the first time. 16 seconds to mate. The queen hang is real. Queen f3. Bishop here. He's just got to set up a checkmate. He's playing a little bit slow, but he's going to get that queen. Unfortunately, this king is boxed. Wow, this is really slow. He's got chances. EU is taking a long time to checkmate. EU is struggling to checkmate. EU is struggling. EU does not know how to checkmate. Is he going to flag him? He may flag him here, Eric.
Oh my god.
He flags
Oh
him!
my god.
NA wins again. The
This
technique
joke out
from
of
EU.
This is
Whoa!
ridiculous.
I have
Absolutely
never
ridiculous.
seen that before. 17 seconds,
Absolutely ridiculous.
and he could not checkmate NA.
This just
I have never ever seen
This
that
is
in
the-
my
this is the
commentating
kind of
career.
thing
Two
that-
queens, and he had 17 he had 20 seconds, 25 seconds, and he couldn't win.
This is
You
the
got to
kind of people
imagine
that
that
EU
Frozen
is
Edge
doing.
is just gonna fire him.
He
Like he's gonna be cut from the roster.
Of course. But
That
this
is
If
inexcusable.
this is what EU is fielding, you know, I think NA is just going to completely just crush the entire team.
Two queens and a bishop. EU technique, Eric.
It's very disturbing. Very
We might have to start a foundation. Help chess
I
players
just-
in Europe.
I just
Chessbrah
can't believe-
Foundation,
I can't
non-profit.
believe that their EU is up on the lifetime score. That's ridiculous. If they're playing like this, it's I mean, just the choke.
Altreidel is wow. Somebody get this guy sponsorship. He is clutch. He didn't resign. I like that. He recognized that his opponent had very shaky technique. Some people would have resigned down two queens there. Some people would have resigned.
I would have.
He stayed in there.
2 queens there, Eric.
Well, up next is Henry against Altreidel, and this should be an even matchup on paper. But Altreidel's 8-0 in the arena, so you got to be betting on NA to take this.
But the guy, doesn't seem like he's doing anything special. He's playing very solid, and even in losing position, he's somehow.
But he has a
win.
sense of urgency in
Yes,
his
he
chess,
does, he does. He's
and
playing-
that's something
he's
EU's
playing
lacking.
Very, very fast.
There's no sense of urgency.
I'll say Altreidel is doing very, very well under pressure.
This is shocking. Are you guys playing? Henry, I'm following you. Henry, you can play. You guys are good to go.
Wait, did they already play a game? What was the result?
Here we go. Oh, EU did win the first game, so this is a must. Altreidel lost. I'm sorry we missed it. Something happened. But we get to see the second game, and Altreidel needs to win for NA. Henry is from Ireland, as you predicted, and he won the first game, and apparently he's 2250 FIDE.
I think
2250 FIDE is really, really good.
NA was criticized for having a sandbagging second board, but
But how is he 2250 and 1900? 2250 FIDE is.
maybe the Irish are pretty slow. They're a slow people, so both
Ah.
on and off the board.
So on paper, EU is a big favorite in this match. 2250 FIDE against maybe a 2000. And this is a must-win game for NA. He's down 6 seconds, but he's up a pawn here. He's got two bishops. He's got a great position. H2 hanging. H2 hanging. That's a free pawn for me. Take that pawn. That's two pawns up. Oh, he's setting up a threat. Setting up a threat. Bishop takes c4. Bishop takes g3. Misses it. He can renew it. He's going to play queen e5. He's going to go for the g5 pawn. I like his position here. And a pragmatic choice by EU to trade off the queens. That's also very clever. Remember, it's first to 2. So a draw, I mean, he needs to win, but as long as he doesn't lose, we're going to see game 3. Well, I prefer the outside pass pawn, which is with black.
But he just traded
Outside
off
pass pawn. Trading off double pawns is not how you play an endgame. Altreidel is choking. He's down 14 seconds, but he's got a better pawn structure. He can fix this pawn. He does it. He's got to play faster. He's got to provoke something. Make that outside pass pawn, Altreidel.
This is the first time we've seen any sort of speed from EU.
Oh, why didn't you take the pawn, Eric? Why didn't you take on a4 and just win the game? A very curious decision. And they're going for it. Who's going to win this race? 6 seconds to 23. I think EU. Oh, he queens a check, but he's not got to make up 6 to 20.
Ooh.
But it's best of 3, so they do play a third game. They play a third game. They play a third game here because it's, you know, best of 3. It's 1.5 to half. We get our third game. Altreidel lives to fight another day. Sorry about missing the first game, guys. Some bug happened. All right, Altreidel needs to win this. This is truly a must-win game. Henry is...
Whoa.
What is this? I think this is a bullet opening. He's putting pressure. No, this is an opening. This is a EU opening. This smells like preparation to me. This smells like preparation there, Kurtz. Look, he's up 3 seconds and he's playing very aggressively. This looks like Irish chess theory.
Irish chess theory?
Yes.
I don't have a lot of faith in Irish chess theory.
He's up 5 seconds already. It's paying off. He sacrificed the pawn, but he's up 5 seconds. This looks like preparation to me. He's got the bishop pair. And, oh, but that king is camping on e7. What do you think of that king? Van camping.
Very open king. I think white can...
Does that reflect that they're very open people?
Well, I mean, sure, the Irish, but I said they were slow, not open.
Okay.
They could be both.
Well, take away the bishop pair. No, and he's hanging up on here. Well, anyone can win this game. The time is even, but this is a must-win game for Altreidel.
I think black is very
Best
solid
of
here.
3. He's got chances here. Maybe bishop f4. Set up a discover check. Bishop f4. What are you doing here? Knight d3, knight c5? Okay, trading off that good knight. I like that idea. I like that idea. Try to play f4. Move your king and play f4. No, he's hanging a pawn. Oh, the choke from NA. Henry is just taking the material. He's correctly calculating that Altreidel is blundering a lot more than some of his other opponents thought.
Well,
he's calling Altreidel out on his blunder. Yeah, he's calling him out. Rook takes c6 was available. Rook takes c6 might be a tactic in the future. Oh, I don't like this decision. Queen c5 check. Maybe knight d4. Maybe you have an idea here. Knight takes g5. Oh no, rook takes g4. He's got to watch out for rook takes g4. Maybe you can set up a back rank, mate. Knight takes g5. No, this is anyone's ball game here. Oh, trades are not good for NA. Queen g4 check. King has to move. He's got to make up 5 seconds. He's got to go for a checkmate. Rook takes. He's got to go. He's got to go. He's hung a rook.
This is over.
He's hung a rook. He's hung his queen. Looks like... Can he make it up? Can he make it up? Can he make it up? He might. He might. He's putting up some top end speed. He's putting up some top end. He's going for the king sprint. Pushing the pawn down the board. He's making it up. Oh, almost. EU wins by 2 seconds. They win the first match in a while. Henry beats Altreidel 2.5 to half. Stopping NA's momentum. That was close. He for being down queens, he's really dangerous.
Altreidel is a very dangerous
Altreidel
guy.
is
a very good bottom board. You know,
he's
like,
a great value.
great bot, I would say.
He's a great bot. I agree. We need more bottoms for NA. That is, yes, Hippocrates from Canada, from the Maritimes, is up against Henry. And I'll tell you, Henry is probably a 1,000 rating point favorite in this matchup. Some people are telling me that Altreidel was being generous and he just wanted to make it look competitive. He felt bad about eliminating
well, that would explain
Europe.
it. I mean, Altreidel just...
Europe's going through a lot of volatility,
right.
and he just felt like, you know...
Well, and also, it's very sportsmanlike towards his team. He wants the rest of NA to play. He knows Andrew Tang is really, very excited to get in there.
Go on and come in the frame a little bit so people know who's shitposting. Yes. And here we go. Henry against Hippocrates. Ireland against Canada.
A modern defense.
We're going to follow the underdog here. Henry is a 500-point favorite. By FIDE, maybe even more. And he just defeated the legendary Altreidel. And he is playing like you, actually. The
I don't
modern
like
Pirates. This
this.
looks like your chess.
Yeah, but I don't like this.
But Queen E8, it looks like he's cramping his position and allowing himself to get checkmated.
Right.
His king does not have an escape route because that rook is trapped.
Right. I mean,
This looks
is-
great for Henry. This might be a knockout.
Yeah,
this
this
might be a
is-
blowout.
This is very dangerous.
What's
for
up, Justice
Black.
Spot? This is looking like a really, really good dragon for white. He's going to get G4. He's going to break through on the H file. And black doesn't have a
Black-
smidgen of
Oh,
counterplay.
he really needed to play like A6.
And he's
C5
down
and
16 seconds. Hippocrates really needs to come up with some counterplay here.
Rook C8, Rook.
Oh,
that's not it.
oh
That's
no!
not it.
H
That's
takes
definitely
G6,
not
Queen H6 check.
it. Oh, this is
96 check.
ugly. This
90.
is ugly.
Oh, king. Wait a sec. G5. G5 and Queen takes H7
This
is
this
lethal.
checkmating. Yeah.
Oh, this is
But
brutal,
this
Eric.
isn't
This
even-
is brutal.
No,
Oh,
this is.
Henry
this
is
is-
being
this
very
is
violent
over.
towards the Canadian. He's up a piece and he's just cleaning up the board.
No, this
20
is not,
seconds,
this is not the way
up
to
a
play
piece,
This
this-
opening.
Oh.
Not
And,
at all.
and knight takes c5 is a check as well. He's not even doing it. But he's still winning. NA getting absolutely steamrolled in this game. Henry seems to be a real player for the Europeans. 30 seconds to 6. Just fast, strong chess. And he's not one to fail with 2 queens on the board.
No, of course not.
He covers everything.
And also up 30 seconds.
Game
on
1
time.
goes to Henry 0813 from Ireland. Recovering Ireland's reputation after their captain went out in the first minute of play. So 1-0 in this mini match. And they go to the second game. Hippocrates playing for Canada, playing for Team North America, needs to win with white. Let's hope he
Ooh,
plays a better opening. The Schliemann. A very aggressive setup.
The Irish like to play this opening.
They do. They are wild people. They like to play emotional chess.
Yeah, emotional Schliemann style. Yeah.
Knight, but you know what? I like white's position. This is an isolated pawn. Take that knight. You can't move your king because of this pawn. Okay, he does it, but the initiative is fully in black's corner here. He's up 10 seconds. Hippocrates needs to put on the shoes. He
really
needs
does.
to. He needs to go faster. This is.
Oh, this is not the move.
Oh
there.
no, the king is being hunted. Rook takes. Oh, he doesn't play. Rook takes f2. He's got chances. No, he's got to get rid of that knight. Got to get rid of the knight.
Oh, this is very ugly. Oh man, this is.
Oh,
hard to
he's up
watch.
10 seconds. He's ready to
Hard to
play rook
watch.
f2. He's gonna
This is very
knight
hard to
c3,
watch.
knight c3. Oh, it's an endgame. It's an endgame. You're down a pawn, but doubled c pawns. There's chances here. Don't allow that knight to be traded off. Knight d1. No, 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 no. Oh, going into an endgame down a pawn against a high-rated player. Ooh, that is not what you want to do. This looks like a win for EU. But the king is... Wait a second. The king is moving. There's chances here. There's chances. There are chances. Chances for NA. Chances for NA. King b4. c3. Yes. Yes. Yes.
A4?
NA is going to get opposition. Are we going to see the upset? Oh no, he missed it. He missed the chance. He just gave opposition. And king a5 would have been enough for NA to win a pawn. We almost saw the upset. Oh no. Hippocrates trying to battle back, but he's down 12 seconds. Can he secure a draw here and survive for till the next round?
Oh no.
Uh-oh, king g5. Uh-oh,
Oh,
king
no,
king
the
h4.
choke, the choke.
The choke is real from NA. He almost made a comeback down upon a valiant effort from the Canuck. I mean, we're seeing some endgame issues for Europe.
Of course, Europe needs to study their endgames for
They,
sure.
I thought they were supposed to be good at endgames.
Right. I mean, I don't understand.
But, okay. All things considered, a good effort by Hippocrates in the second game. Henry moves on. Good game. And the match is getting close again, Eric. Here we go. Henry against Swole. Ireland against USA. Bullet Chess EUNA 2017. And we got a Roy Lopez. Who knows theory better here in this classical opening? And Swole going for an early b5. I'm not sure he's prepared this. This is a very dangerous line in Bullet. d4 often kills people. Bishop e6. That's a... Ooh, d4. And I like white's position already. I'm not sure about this e6 pawn in the opening, Eric.
It seems
And he's
very,
immediately targeting
very-
it. He wants to put a knight on e6. He's going to be attacking Swole right off the bat. He's putting it out on e6. He's
Oh,
up 7
before.
seconds. This is a big position for Henry. Knight takes c7, and he goes for the pawn and the exchange. That's a big material advantage. Swole's going to have to come up with a checkmate, and he's hanging a bishop on e7. Oh, NA getting wiped out in this game. NA getting wiped out by Henry. He's finding his form, finding his rhythm, and it looks like it's going to be an equal game. Equal match, 40 minutes into this battle. Simon's going to have to pull out. How do you win this game, Eric? You don't go for a win. You go for a stalemate. You keep playing on. You try to hang your pieces, and I guess set up a stalemate. That's all I can think of.
There's nothing I can see that
Or you hack Ireland. This is all but over. Henry's going to show some technique. This is much easier to convert. He just trades off the last remaining piece of blacks. He's going to just push that into a queen. He's got 36 seconds, no rush. Win for EU. Swole is going to have to win with white. Sammy from the United States of America. Sammy is a real underdog story here, Eric.
I agree. I mean, we really need.
We
to
put
see
him.
Sammy,
We put him late in our lineup. He didn't ask for that. There's a lot of pressure on him.
Definitely a lot of pressure.
But if he gets the draw, we'll be. Anything we get out of him is a huge profit.
Ooh,
And he's going for the
again.
fried. Ooh, look at this. Yes.
The Traxler. Or what almost is a
You know the
Traxler.
names very well. I
I'm
don't.
not sure if this is a Traxler. I have no idea.
Henry is going for EU preparation again. Does EU win just because of preparation?
Maybe. I mean, EU's openings has been very good. In the past, we've seen this setup many times out of black, with Henry.
Have the Irish been training together for this match? Who leaked the information that there was going to be a match? They seem very well prepared.
Yeah, Frozen Edge and Astana very well coordinated in their lineup.
Like black is getting ready to attack here, but maybe we can play knight h4. He's got king h2. Swole has a good position. He's up a pawn. What's wrong with this position? Knight d2. Reinforce that knight. I like this position. He's up a pawn. Get that queen to e3. Get out of that pin.
Start playing faster.
b4. Got to play faster. But he's up a pawn. He has a chance to upset Henry over here. I like his position. He's got to play faster. g5. Getting ready to play g4. Blast open white's position. Henry is playing quickly, playing confidently, and he's just warmed up. I think 3-4 matches in, that's when the guys start peaking.
Yes.
And Henry right now is really warmed up. He's playing much quicker than he was at the start,
This looks very
and that's
dangerous,
bad
very,
news.
very dangerous.
But he's locked it up. How do you make progress? Oh, he hung his queen. And a resignation, Eric. I don't like the resignation there. You're down 11 seconds. You're down queen, but we've seen EU's technique,
Yes,
and we've got to test them.
Of course, I mean, the treatle had proved that EU had very bad technique and won down 2 queens. So, very strange resignation out of Swole here.
Henry wins again, and it's tied 4 apiece. EU against NA, 8 players remaining. This next matchup is going to be competitive.
Very competitive.
Atrophied might be rated 1500 in Bullet, but on many websites he's considered a master level player.
Lead Chess Master, actually.
Yes. And in Crazy House, this is not Crazy House, but that is his domain. Let's see how he translates into classical chess. Refresh. Copy, paste, and refresh. Refresh the screen. Yeah. So we have Atrophied against Henry. Yep. There we go. We are waiting. This is going to be...
Oh.
Here we go. This is going to be competitive. Atrophied from Minnesota.
Definitely the rating underdog.
Against Ireland. He is the rating underdog, but we know that is not an accurate rating, and we know our 1500s can handle EU juggernauts. Let us know. Who do you think is going to win this one? Atrophied carries a serious reputation. He's a keyboard warrior through and through. And I do not like his pawn structure, but he just broke through, and he's got the bishop pair, and he's got the pawns rolling down. Look at this pawn center, Eric. And look at the time. He's
Very
up 5
strong,
seconds.
very
He's got
strong
2
guards for a
bishops.
bishop.
He's got 2 bishops. He's up on time. Looking really good. But knight takes e6 is a threat. He defends it. Watch out for d4. Got to defend. Oh, he blunders knight takes e6. And it was very obvious, but he misses it. Queen e7. He's up 6 seconds. Atrophied in great position here. He can double rooks. But this rook is actually protected.
Ooh,
Oh, this is
very
opposite bishops. Who's winning here? Take on c4. Bishop a6. A very balanced position. d4. I gotta like white here. That d pawn I
Actually,
prefer.
we could trade off
White is
rooks.
up a pawn.
No, we can't. We can't.
No, you can't. E1 is covered by the bishop. E1 is covered by the bishop. He's going for mate. A cheeky little mate threat. Oh, I like that. That was a very dirty little trick. I like that a lot. Checking if EU. But there's a bishop hanging. There's a bishop hanging. He's missing the bishop. There is a free bishop for NA here. Is he going to find it? He still doesn't see it. Mutual blindness, Eric. What can you say? The players might be fatigued. And he just hung a piece. And he just hung another pawn.
hyped up
Atrophied
Atrophied so
is
much.
collapsing.
The pressure has got to be getting to the guy.
It seems like mentally he's just not there.
Not there,
One
yes.
blunder, he blundered 5 in a row. But he's covered the square and he's up 4 seconds. Rook check, rook check. The king is stuck on the back rank. There are chances here. Check, check, check. Cut off the king. Cut off the check again. There you go. He's up 3 seconds. He's maintaining that time lead. And he can win this pawn. Rook takes. He finds it. Yes. It's going to be rook against bishop. And he blunders a rook. Henry pre-moves incorrectly. And now a bishop against rook is dead loss as he pre-moves on the light squares. Atrophied's going to convert this. He's a very, very quick guy.
Very fast player, yes.
He plays a lot of ultra bullet. And let's show some technique here. Ooh, EU. Henry goes down Atrophied in round 1. He gains 200 rating points. Look at that. Atrophied really taking this tournament as an opportunity to feed off of Europe's inflation.
What a roller coaster of a match. I mean, Bishop was hanging for so many
Henry,
moves.
we're going to watch this from Europe's point of view. He needs to equalize with black. He played pretty well that game, but a costly blunder at the end killed his chances. Atrophied blundered a lot that game. It wasn't because of good chess. That was a real wrestling match. A dirty bar brawl. And is that a piece saying no because you can bring the knight back and it's pinned? But instead Henry sacrifices a piece for 2 pawns for good activity. Bishop on e3 is hanging. You got open lines around white's king. Bishop on might go to a6. Rook might go to e8. A lot of activity here. But knight c3 is going to kick out. And yes, Atrophied goes for the pragmatic queen trade. He knows that. All he needs.
I don't think black has enough here. Ooh.
Ooh. What's this? What's this? You want to see a trick?
C5.
Rook here and bishop e2. No, it doesn't work. Henry's up 3 seconds though. He's down a piece for a pawn.
The B pawn is hanging.
That's 2 pawns. d4. Yeah, he's got 2 pawns. Anybody's ball game. But after knight e4, he's got to watch out. Rook b1 traps the queen. Rook b1 traps the queen, but bishop takes c4 does save the queen. Rook b1 can be played. He doesn't see it. Rook e8 now. That's a strong pin. Atrophied is playing subpar moves right now, and he's down 8 seconds. Henry's catching up on the clock and on position. Bishop g6. He's preparing to play f6. f6 on the board. Yes, he wins a piece back. He wins a piece back. He takes on g5. He's only down in exchange. Okay, he doesn't go for that. He's up 10 seconds here. Atrophied has to go for a checkmate pretty soon because you cannot make this time up. What's Atrophied thinking about here, Eric? He's taking a lot of time and he's down.
He has to be. This has to be very disturbing for Atrophied.
Oh, Rook e1 in 97. Rook e1 in 97. Rook e1 in 97. He doesn't do it, but he's down so much time here. And he's going to take another pawn. Henry is just taking the offensive here, and he's going to win this, Eric.
Very, very disturbing.
6 seconds to 18. You can't put yourself in that position. No, he doesn't trade off the queens.
Well,
Rook
there's a
takes
pawn.
h4. That's a 3rd pawn. And Atrophied chokes in a key game unless he finds a checkmate with 2 seconds. Knight e6, knight f7. Knight e6, knight f7. He's got a chance. Oh.
Ooh.
Some pre-moves by Atrophied. Look, he's sprinting. Oh, but no, not enough. Not enough. That is a win for Henry, and we are going. This is our first 1-1. We're going into game 3. Henry against Atrophied. Henry has white. Best of 3, bullet.
Hello, Erics.
And they're going for another Rosalimo structure, which I favor for white. But last time, Henry didn't keep his center. Is he going to do it this time? He does. He needs to keep this pawn on e5. Atrophied sacrifice in exchange. I like that. I like that sacrifice. A very aggressive player.
Surprising.
I think it comes from his crazy house
Yes, I
background.
think
Initiative
so.
is
Very
everything.
Tactical, yes.
Very
I mean,
tactical,
I like it
crazy
as well.
house.
It's
But he's taking a lot of time all of a sudden. He seems nervous.
maybe lost some of his confidence.
Because he's not playing Crazy House. This is a different arena. It seems like he's quite nervous. He's taking a lot of time on moves that should come naturally.
Right.
Knight takes e6. That's the second game in a row he blunders the same tactic. The nerves are really getting to him,
Oh, yes.
Eric. This is not the atrophy I know.
But he has two pieces.
He has
for
two
a rook.
pieces, but he's got a weaker king, and he's down 5 seconds. Queen d4 check. King h1. What's going to prevail? Well, the rooks have open lines, so in this case, I prefer the rooks. Queen e7 check is a threat.
Oh, this is very
Queen
scary.
e7 is a threat, guys. Queen e7 if knight f6 wins a piece. This is very annoying because you're threatening rook e1, queen. Oh, that's a good move. That's a good move. And that's right. Queen h6, king h6 getting out of the checks. You can consider trading queens as white here. You got 2 pawns and a rook. He wants to play rook e6 or rook e7. One of the two, I guess. h3 first, covering the back rank. Henry blunders the queen. Up 10 seconds, he blunders the queen, and what a choke. What a choke. Henry was on his way to winning. He was up like 15 seconds. He slips. Maybe it was a slip or maybe it was a blunder. Queen f2 throws the game. And Henry is eliminated by atrophied. A turnaround. I mean, that game really looked like white was on his way to winning.
Yes, it does. I mean,
because with this unsafe king and up 2 pawns, like a rook and 2 pawns with 15 seconds on the clock, unless you blunder a checkmate, that is winning for white. But a choke by Henry. Okay, we have a lineup change, guys. Lafong has to go to a family dinner. You are excused for that. We appreciate you registering and ready to represent
Go back?
Team North America.
Yeah, Team North America. But
And Dr. Usidik will be replacing you. Here we go. Atrophied lost the first game. EU has a 1-0 lead. And, well, NA is up one match, but EU is about to equalize. This is working now. Atrophied against Chessy. Atrophied needs to win. He's playing. I like his opening. He's got the open F file. Bishop g5. Bishop g5 here. Knight d5. Bishop takes f6. He's up a piece already. This looks like a wipeout for NA.
NA really coming in clutch.
EU's
for the
lucky.
must-win game.
If I watched the first game, maybe this would have been 2-0 for NA. Knight f6 check. Wins the game almost. Knight f6. Game over. He's up a full rook. Chessy hangs the queen. And what a wipeout, Eric.
Wow, the atrophy really came in clutch.
Atrophied really came in clutch. And now we're to the third game. Atrophied against Chessy 96.
Oh, very interesting.
And he's playing the
opening.
Dutch. Playing the Dutch. Why is he playing the Dutch, Eric?
Maybe he wants to win. He really wants to.
He wants to beat them with the European opening. Oh, and he wins a piece right off the bat. D5. Atrophied with the tactics. Yes, a piece up already. Knight d5, f4. Okay, he's protecting the pawn. Queen c8 or queen b6. Yes. Atrophied is up a piece. It's all about conversion here. The time is even. Up a piece. C4. C4. No. Bishop takes c5. Saves him. That is okay. He's got to move that bishop. Maybe bishop f4 or bishop back. He goes for bishop f4. He's down 5 seconds though. Chessy's down a piece, but he's up on time. Rook a6 defends the pawn. I like rook a6 and double rooks on the a file. White has chances here. White is lost but has chances. He's up 3 seconds and he's got those pawns. Eric, look at these pawns. These pawns are going to be very dangerous. This pawn is going to go to d5 and d6. Oh, knight b4 stops white in his tracks, and Atrophied is now on his way to winning this match. Knight d4. Knight d4.
Yeah.
Knight d4. Knight d4, and he defends against that. Atrophied is just trying to trade off pieces now and head into a technically winning endgame. Bringing the king to d5. Easy does it. King to d5. Good technique shown by the Minnesotan. How do I say it? What?
Minnesotan sounds right to me.
Okay. King takes d4. Some great technique by just restricting white from getting counterplay. And now rook to b2 check is almost checkmate there, Eric. That's almost a checkmate. King takes pawn. He can defend. Rook c2. And e2. That looks to be game over. And NA takes a commanding lead in this match.
Wow, great checkmate by Atrophied.
So despite falling 1-0, falling behind 1-0, Atrophied wins the next 2 games on demand. He eliminates Chessy 96, and his next opponent is from England.
Chess Tim F.
Chess Tim F, rated around 1900. So if Atrophied keeps up his chess, he's playing at around the 2300 bullet level.
My goodness,
I think
yes.
he's a big favorite in this matchup. Here we go. Chess Tim against Atrophied. We're heading into some critical matchups. EU is already, well, they've got how many players left? 6? Something like that. Half their field's been eliminated, I think, Eric.
Yes, it's.
Chess Tim F is from England, the first English participant.
We have some very heavy players.
Representing the crown. But Atrophied, look at the speed. He's up 5 seconds already. You know what? I saw him playing last night in the wee hours.
Yes, I did. I got a game against him myself.
So he was really training for this. And that's the sort of dedication we like to see in North America. Yes, Justice Spot is playing instead of Lafong. Right now, Atrophied maintaining that time advantage, but I'm not sure about that pawn sacrifice. Rook takes f8. You can keep the pawn. Maybe knight f1. Knight e4. Maybe even better. Bishop f5. That's a pin. That's an annoying pin. Oh! Chess Tim blunders the rook. That looks like that is fatal. You don't have enough pawns here. King g7. Chess Tim misses the pin. And it looks like... oh, he's on c7. c7 works. c7 works. c7, knight e8 check. The tactics. This is Chess Tim, very resourceful. Makes a comeback. Look at that.
Sorry I missed a lot. Have a good summer if I miss your streams this summer. Off to the pub. Let S go now.
Look at that. Chess Tim being very resilient, catching up down a rook, and he offers a draw to Atrophied, and it gets declined. 2 draw offers, both declined by the North American. He's like, I'm up on time. Sorry, pal, you're out of luck.
That's right.
Time is part of the game, and flagging is part of the game. He declines 2 draws, and Chess Tim needs to make up 10 seconds here. How are you going to... And his pawns are on the wrong color. This is definitely a very, very favorable endgame for black. Atrophied, making a big name for himself here. Trades. Trading off a knight for a bishop is a very strange decision,
Ooh.
and Atrophied immediately gets punished for that. Wow, why would you trade your knight for your opponent's bishop in a time scramble? That makes zero sense at all. Knights are unpredictable, much harder to anticipate. And we have a very, very strange draw in this game. Maybe that's a fair result.
Well, these players seem to be pretty evenly matched, wouldn't you say, Eric?
Well, it seems like Atrophied is faster, but I was impressed by Chess Tim F's resilience there. Atrophied very quick in the opening. He likes these easy to play systems. He's going to castle, he's going to play c4, okay, c3 in this case, but he's going to play against those double c pawns. Ah, he's going for the positional setup, the space advantage. Black playing f6, this is turning into a French structure here. Rook c1, queen e1, he wants to trade off dark square bishops and claim that this bishop is bad. Bishop b4, on white's agenda. Bishop a5 wins the exchange. And he's up 12 seconds. Look at this. Atrophied, again, with a big edge in this game. He's up in exchange. He's up 10 seconds. Let's see if he chokes. A4. H3. G4. Chess Tim, resilient again, but Rook C1. Otherwise, Rook C1. Okay, but he's still got chances against White's king. How do you deal with this threat, Eric? Rook takes G2 is coming. Rook G2 and Knight takes D4. They're both coming. Knight takes D4. Rook takes G2, Knight takes D4. You got some counterplay here. Knight takes d4. Knight takes d4. Gotta play it. You gotta make a move. You gotta make a move.
Queen
Rook
c3.
Yes.
Queen c3.
Rook g4 maybe.
Rook takes.
Oh, that blunder c6. Oh, and Atrophied now should convert this.
Probably going to put this away.
Yes. Unfortunately, there's no Rook g1 made.
The knight
But we're
covers,
still
the queen
going to a
covers.
third game. Atrophied wins. But they have a third game. A draw is all black needs here to clinch this. Atrophied putting in a great effort for Team North America. Chess Tim F is fighting well, but he's playing from behind.
That's right.
He's playing from behind every single game. On the clock and a little bit on the position. He's going for a quick bishop f7 check. Atrophied blocks it with d5. He's going to castle. He's going to put a knight on e4. Castle, knight c6, and knight e4. We can definitely expect those moves coming out quickly from Atrophied. And knight e4. Yes. Putting pressure on this pawn on e5. Maybe queen b6 check. No, knight c5. Knight c5. Winning the bishop pair and then winning e5. He's going to have the bishop pair. He's up a time already. Good position. No, actually the time is even. And what do you do with this bishop? Oh, I don't like that trade. I like the dark square bishop. Chess Tim F has a good position here. Is he going to convert it? Don't trade queens. Do not trade queens when your opponent's king is weaker. Black's king is weaker because of these dark squares. I want to put a bishop.
And he's vacating the
yes,
king side. This
he
is
wants
very,
to put
very
his queen to
scary.
f6. This is very, very scary if you're a fan of atrophied. He's getting ready to insert. EU's about to invade the ass, but maybe you can get counterplay with rook c4. Rook c4, rook g4. Yes, very, very good job of finding a good diagonal for that bishop. I really like what atrophied's doing here.
Ooh.
I like what atrophied is doing here. And he's going to play king f7 maybe. Maybe king f7 and rook here. Rook c4, he's utilizing that. Bishop c2, rook d4. Rook d4 is playable. Otherwise you lose the rook. Rook d4 is a move here. He doesn't see it. Oh, he doesn't see it. And he loses a full rook. Oh, atrophied. Well on his way. He blunders his second rook. And a resignation. Atrophied. Keeping up the good form. Killer Kaz and Atrophied are about to begin. So how many players are left? NA has 5 players remaining. NA has 8 players left, and EU's down to 5, Eric.
My goodness.
Can they make up this gap?
Wow, it's a long match for sure. And the games have
The
started.
game has begun. Prediction before the match.
Killer Kaz has a monster rating. I've played him before. I think he'll take this one.
Ooh. I like that prediction. I'm going to go with Atrophied. But you're right. Killer Kaz is the favorite, and we're going to watch it from the Swedes' point of view. UNA getting down towards the end here. If Atrophied knocks out Killer Kaz, you got to put NA as a massive favorite.
Whoa, I'm not sure. Like
Killer Kaz has an exposed king here. But d5, he can fight. He can fight with d5. But
Very
Atrophied is up
scary.
13 seconds. Look at the chess
Extremely
match. Look at the
scary.
speed. The NA speed.
Wow,
You have to
I'm
respect
already
that
regretting
speed.
my decision a little bit here.
NA speed is real.
Like bishop to.
Rook takes f6. No, he's up 10 seconds. The 2 bishops. Look at Atrophied zooming way past his opponent here. He's got 2 bishops. He's seen my lecture, Eric.
Everything seems kind of loose for.
Yes.
for
I
the
love the
Swede
bishops
here.
here. Look at the d5 pawn. The d5 pawn is hanging. That's more important. Oh, but g3 is hanging. Killer Kaz making a comeback here. He's recovered a pawn and he's only down 8 seconds. Check. He's got to make up 10 seconds though. 10 seconds. He's got to have to play much faster. Queen e6? No. Put the bishop. Bishop takes bishop takes d5 check. Yes. And now you have to favor white. With the open king, you got to favor the 2 bishops. Oh, that's another pawn hanging. What's with that? Some blunders by Atrophied. Maybe he's fatiguing, Eric. He is fatiguing.
yes.
He's been playing for a long
This is,
time. The pitcher is getting tired. On b4, trying to make use of that pin. And bishop e3, smartly trying to trade off the bishop pair. Once you get rid of the bishop pair, you got a knight against the bishop. I always prefer knights.
Well,
So
Atrophied
very, very smart play by Killer Kaz. But he's down on time. He's got to make out that 10 seconds. He's got to make out the time.
Ooh.
And Atrophied really putting the pressure on Killer Kaz's clock here. Not giving him any space to breathe. Check, check, check. And he wins a piece. Wow. Very, very mature
Wow.
play by the American
And,
here.
and he's even up on time. This is going to be very hard.
Very, very impressive. Good chess by Killer Kaz, but very good practical chess by Atrophied. And a win for Atrophied in this first game. That is an upset. That is an upset.
Definitely an upset, my
Impressive.
goodness.
Killer Kaz has white though. He needs to win this game. He needs to win this game. We're seeing some heroes from NA, Eric.
Yes, they're definitely. NA is definitely peaking, overperforming.
And bishop takes b7. Nice little opening trick by EU. They've been using a lot of theory to try to gain
EU
an
is very,
edge.
very strong in the opening, I think, but in terms of practical chess, not doing so well.
Not doing so well. And Atrophied is playing his usual Dutch setup. He likes pushing the e5 and f5, but I gotta favor white's position here if he keeps a reasonable amount of time on his clock. He's up a time. He's up time. He's got to convert this. c4 hangs a pawn. d5 is hanging.
Very questionable.
A blunder by Killer Kaz.
Very questionable.
But he's up on time. At least he's up on time. If you're not up on material, be up on time. He's up 2 seconds on Atrophied. One thing I can say is Atrophied is the fastest player we've seen so far today, Eric.
Yes, I think so. Playing
He's
very fast.
consistently playing fast. If he gets a bad position, he plays fast. If he gets a good position, he plays fast. He doesn't get stuck in a trance. Killer Kaz needs to win this. EU down to the last 5 gladiators, while NA's got 7 other guys waiting in the bullpen, including Justice Bot and Penguin GM. Knight D4.
Actually, he does a very.
He's
good
gonna get a
position.
knight on D5. Knight on D5 though. I like that knight. You're an English player. I like that
No,
knight.
no, of
And I'm
course.
gonna put this knight, Eric. I'm gonna put this knight on E4, Eric. I like
If
White's
he can- If
position.
he can push the center pawn.
And he's doing it. He's doing it. Killer Kaz is doing it.
Rook to
F4. F4. B4. He's gonna play B4 as well. Maybe B4 here. Expand. It's 14 seconds. This is a time scramble. This is it. 14 seconds against 12. Who is hungrier? Who wants this more, EU or NA? The Swede or the Minnesotan? 93 check. Trade. Queen trade. White is up 2 pawns, but he's got to make up 2 seconds. He goes for the rook trade. Check. Oh, he's got to be faster. The pre-moves are coming in quick from Atrophied. Atrophied is playing super, super fast here. Oh, and he's got to make up 2 seconds. He's got to make up 2 seconds. He's got it. He's got it. He's got time. He's got 1.2 seconds to convert this. Oh, and he blunders the rook. Atrophied's shoes are unrivaled. Look at that. The speed.
Wow, I'm blown away.
The
Atrophy.
speed.
What a
Killer
great
Kaz played
performance.
great chess, but
What a great performance
but
by Atrophy.
Atrophied
And we're really, really
having the
really,
performance of his life.
right. We're like just running through the entire EU roster here. I mean,
That was a very close match. Those are 2 really well played games. Hats off to both participants there, but the NA takes a commanding
why
lead
can't
here. What does it say that NA doesn't need to use their superstars to beat EU?
I mean, we have some young up and comers like Atrophied and Eltreadle. Well, I'm not sure how old Eltreadle is.
How can EU make it more competitive next time? Because I think some of the fans are restless.
Probably
Here
need to
we
change
go,
up the
and this
lineup.
is a rating deficit though. Atrophied is playing a 24-24.
Well,
That's a
Atrophied-
high bullet rating,
Atrophied can
Eric.
perform. Atrophied can perform. I mean, we've seen it.
We got a Caro-Kann exchange sort of variation here. And you know what? I don't like the opening for white. I always prefer black in bullet in these setups. This is not a structure you can... This is a structure that favors black. You can quickly use... Oh, he's going for a very aggressive setup. Queenside castling.
My goodness.
I'm not so sure about that. But King B8, I like black's position here because the pawn structure is very solid for white, but you can't. It's not very flexible. You can't really push it. And my Siktok getting ready to double on the H file. But what does he do when he doubles on the H file? It runs right into Knight G5. Knight G5. Atrophy does Knight G5. You know what? Atrophy's up 5 seconds again. And Knight takes F7. Knight takes F7. Atrophy. Oh, Knight takes D6. Everything falls. Knight G5. Knight G5. Knight G5 and Rook takes E6. This is lost already. Atrophy. And he hangs the queen.
Oh, he's
Atrophy
peeking. Atrophy.
destroying the German.
Respect resignation. Wow.
Look
another
at that.
question
What a
resign-
one-sided game. Atrophied is just... He's gained 700 points from Europeans so far. Talk about inflation, Eric.
performance. What a
Talk about
performance.
European inflation. Look at Atrophied destroy the German. Wow. At 2,400, that's the highest rated EU player so far. And he just got wiped out.
My
Like he
goodness.
was nothing. Like Atrophied is up 12 seconds. What do you make of this, Eric? I mean, this is already 14 seconds, 15 seconds, 16 seconds. EU
It's-
cannot solve the Atrophied riddle. They
I guess-
cannot. Who is this guy?
Our 2000 rated players.
Where's he
are-
been
are
hiding? He's been
better
hiding
than
in
the,
Minnesota.
than the 2400s.
No, but this is they can't. He's up 17 seconds. This is top level speed. This is top level
I mean,
speed.
okay, but he did.
He just
have
blundered a
the
piece.
pawn.
He just blundered a piece. Knight takes E4.
Oh.
White has just blundered a piece. Atrophied spotting the tactics. Up 20 seconds. He's up 20 seconds and a piece, Eric.
My goodness.
This is as one-sided as we've seen today. And Atrophied, Bishop H6, a nail in the coffin, D2. The discover check. And oh man.
Atrophied is just.
What a knockout.
He's reading through EU.
He's reaving through EU. You're absolutely right with that adjective. Oh, that wasn't even sportsmanlike, Eric. I mean, it's 38 seconds to 14 and he's about to win a rook.
It was as if it was Nakamura Hansen. I mean,
I did well against Nakamura today. That was worse. He didn't even have there was not even hope in this game. There was not even clenching. No opportunity to clench. Atrophied wins again. 2-0. Eric, you do the honors.
My sick duck. Now it's Komodo Dragon.
Now it's Amadan, aka Komodo Dragon against Atrophied.
We're bringing it round back to the Irish. We had very nice Irish performance from in the middle, from Henry 0813 but Frozen Edge at the beginning couldn't quite get it. So we'll see how the Irish do this time.
This is the third Irish. They're fielding 4 Irish and 3 Germans.
Ooh,
Here we go. Amadan against Atrophied. USA against Ireland, and they're going for the panel of attack.
Atrophied has already scalped 1/2400.
You know what? Amadan is very tricky and very good in the openings. I think this is going to be a big problem for Atrophied.
Well, that's what EU's main strength has been. They've been playing some very good openings.
94, and he finds it. He's putting pressure on Atrophied in the opening, and this is...
pawn drop.
If Atrophied can survive the opening, he's got good chances, Eric, but I think he might get smashed.
Pawn is going to get...
This is terrible.
Here, yeah.
Bishop takes f3, knight takes d4. Amadan. Amazing preparation so far,
very good opening
Eric.
player, yes.
And now e5, breaking through in the center while White's king is in the center. This is a very dangerous position for Atrophied. Very, very dangerous.
Ooh, this has got it.
Knight takes... No. Well, you're down a pawn. There is something wrong. Maybe queen d4, queen a5 check, queen c3. You get the queens off the board. You get a worse position, but at least you're not getting checkmated. But Amadan is going to have a very good position once he takes his pawn. He's going to have a better structure, but he's down 6 seconds. So even when Atrophied's under pressure, he still plays quickly, Eric.
He
finds
some activity.
He finds
here.
moves.
I'm pretty... This is maybe the best that...
This is fine. This is fine. Yeah. No, he's castled. The worst is over. He's up 3 seconds. Oh no, this is getting very close. Rook c2. He's gonna win a second pawn. Ooh, Amadan is gonna be up at the pawn and on time.
He can't even.
But he just got a huge advantage out of the opening.
Yes. I mean, the opening was just very nasty.
Bishop takes e4 works.
And this is...
No, bishop takes c4. You're defending g2. Make space for your king.
We take on even a5.
But he's down 5 seconds, Eric. That's a huge problem.
Yes, and the outside pass.
Bishop f3. King's going to g3. Pawn goes to a2, and he plays rook.
No.
Oh, king here.
Tricky
Amadan, aka Komodo Dragon. 3 seconds to 7. Let's see the Irish technique. Oh, he's quick. Look at this. He's catching up. Oh, almost. That was actually closer than we expected.
Yes, what a very
But
close
Amadan
game.
takes the first game, and Atrophied is facing elimination here. Atrophied with black against Amadan needs to win or draw to go to a third game. Atrophied didn't resign, and I like to see that. We're seeing EU struggle to checkmate. Amadan can just take on e5 here. This looks good for... I'm not sure actually, but I generally like White in this position. White's going to castle first, Eric, and I think that's going to be an asset. Well, Black castle first, but I don't like the king on c8.
Definitely not.
This looks very, very loose.
dangerous.
The rooks are coming to c1 and b1. Well, not b1 quite yet because it's covered by the bishop, but I prefer White's position. Black's king on c8 does not look safe. Atrophied is down 8 seconds, Eric. Amadan puts a lot of pressure on him from the opening.
This is a very scary looking position.
This is very scary. He's going to put his king on a8. Maybe he's got to get king. No, rook takes, queen takes c6. No, drop the piece. Whoa.
Atrophied is
Atrophied.
not going to miss that one.
He's fighting on though, but he's got to make up 15 seconds and he's down a piece.
This is I don't have a lot of faith here.
This is interesting, Eric. I wouldn't expect Ireland to be the ones to bail out EU.
Yeah, very strange. And there's
Not the
four-
Germans, but it's actually the Irish who are bailing out the EU. That's definitely something something very rare. Rook c8. Ooh, move the bishop, and you trade the rooks. You're up 12 seconds. This is a win for the Irish, but he's playing on. He's keeping the tricky knight. Oh, he hangs that knight. Oops. No, you just can't make up 15 seconds here, Eric. This is too much. Just make sure we give Atrophied a Medal of Honor.
I mean, he put in his time. He was a reaver to the EU team. I mean, it's can't ask for much more out of the guy.
Atrophied gets eliminated 2-0, and it was a convincing win. He really, from the get-go, didn't allow Atrophied to have his tactics. He put pressure on Atrophied's openings. He played relatively fast, and he was a much improved version of the previous opponents Atrophied had faced. There are 3 Europeans left, and here we go.
It's gonna be a tough one for the American.
Tough one, yes.
Definitely underrated and or outrated rather.
But over the board, quite similar. Both players are around 2,200 over the board. Well, he's going to have to overperform here. Make some good practical decisions.
Abadan, very good online player.
And very good in the openings, Eric. Look at this. This opening's already very dangerous.
Very
Queen
scary.
d5 is a big threat.
Yes.
Or knight g5. Queen d5, Eric. Yes. Queen d5's coming.
Oh, this is so ugly. Ooh.
Ooh, you got to really like this position for white. He's up
so
11
bad.
seconds, and black's king's exposed.
I
Abadan
really
is...
afford to take that pawn. My goodness. Oh man.
That king is stuck there, Eric, and there's no way it's coming.
This is
To safety.
not a good. No.
No.
Not a good way. Oof. Oh no! Come on.
Queen g7, Eric.
Queen g7.
Ooh. Bishop. No, I don't see a move here, actually. We got everything covered for now.
For now.
But rook
it's-
e1 and f4.
I mean,
How
the
do you
king-
deal with
The king
that?
is in the center. The king is not gonna. Ooh.
No, that's okay. Check. I got king d7. He's fighting back. V Panda's fighting back. He's got moves. King d7. The king is safe. The king is safe, Eric. That forces the queens off the board. It forces the queens off the board. Well, king d7, knight takes b6, pawn takes, but he gets the queens off the board. That's critical. Queens off the board.
Well,
You're not
his
getting
king is
mated,
safe now.
and your king is safe.
I mean-
You can fight on, and he's wrapping a knight f7. He's running knight f7. Oh, f4, right in the nick of time. Bishop takes h3, Eric, or bishop e4. Knight d3, knight d3, knight d3. Look at
Wow,
that.
the
Some
American
tactics.
coming
He's
back.
coming back. He's coming back. He's up 2 seconds. And bishop
Whoa,
f3.
Precision. Oh my
Look
goodness.
at that. Knight takes f2. Whoa. Okay, that works. It's knight against rook, but he's up 3 seconds. He's got a knight. I take a knight over rook in a time scramble. He's up 2 seconds. He needs to make the pre-moves. He needs to keep the knight.
Sure. I think
No, it's okay. It's okay. He
that
needs to get
outside pass
checks.
pawn.
It's okay. Even with the queen, a knight can beat a queen with the right checks. He's got to play faster though, Eric. This is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
you have to put on the jets.
Yep. Pawn up, pawn up, pawn up, pawn up. Defend, 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 defend. King down. Oh.
Oh.
And a win for the American, as I said. I mean, he was
Wow,
up
my
3-4
goodness.
seconds. Look at that, an upset in game 1. V Panda. And now Amadan needs to win as black. He's got to be disappointed that he
He's
couldn't
gonna be
win with a
very
queen and a
disappointed.
rook. He had 4 full seconds
Well,
to
I mean,
checkmate.
he's playing. Is this some opening theory? This looks like an Eshelman. I don't want to play theory. Type
I
of
don't
game.
know, but black, black likes to play
white-
with the initiative.
White is up 2 pawns. I don't
Yes,
see
but
any
I
actual
see the 2 bishops, Eric, and I see that bishop going to g4, and it's going to go to d5, and maybe this knight's going to go to h4. But you're right. The materialistic Matthews are definitely going to prefer white. I prefer black's initiative and time advantage. But
Okay,
he's doing a
black
very smart thing.
black
He's
is
getting the
building up
queens
a
off the
very nice
board.
time
He
edge,
knows that Europeans aren't very good in the end game, so he's trying to trade off the queens.
Right, as demonstrated by this
learned.
match, Europeans. And the queen. Oh no, and he hangs a and an exchange.
Oh,
White.
no. He finds the right move.
Oh, okay.
He found the right move. So he's got 2 pawns for the exchange,
No, for
not-
the piece.
for the piece, sorry. Oh, but
Ah,
that pawn's too critical. Everything falls.
Everything is falling apart. I think Abadan is going to take this game.
I mean, the initiative, he is very good with the initiative and the 2 bishops. This is going to go to a 3rd game, Eric. He's just going to push that A pawn down the board. He's going to make some space for his king at some point so he doesn't blunder. Yep. And a resignation, I understand that one. We go to the 3rd game. Amadan has white against Vipan. He had a great position last time. He failed to convert. Let's see if he can improve this time. Well, he's not getting a huge opening lead. This is a normal Joko piano position. Actually, black has very decent results in this variation. I believe the pawn on e5 is hanging.
Yes.
D4. He finds D4 and then he hangs a piece on E6. NA choking here, Eric.
I think who's next for
Rook
A?
Rook E8 check, Eric wins the queen. Or Rook D6.
This
Ooh.
is very, very ugly. For
Hamadan
NA.
wins 2 games in a row to stay alive. He's up. He's up on time. This is, I applaud V Panda for playing on, but Hamadan has too much class to not
lose
win this
this,
position.
yes.
Yeah.
He's a very very good speed player as well, and just bishop takes f6 and it's all over.
The bishops win.
Okay, and so
EU is making a comeback again, Eric. This is not going to
Panda-
be an early day in the office.
right, and I think we have a bit of a.
Well, that's our secret weapon, Long Dong Bong Chong.
Bong Chong.
Long John. Did you just call him Long John?
Long Dong Bong Chong. It's a bit of a tongue twister.
It is. It is a tongue
against
twister.
against Komodo Dragon.
It's about 1,000 rating points between them.
Right, but I have a lot of faith in Long Dong Bong Chong. And
Well,
he can,
if you are capable of picking such a good name, you might be capable of playing good chess as well. Komodo is offline. Here, wait, go! Long Dong Bong Chong, representing NA against Komodo Dragon. EU NA, bullet elimination. A 1,000 point rating deficit, but he is underrated.
Bit underrated.
He's
yeah.
our secret weapon, and he's sacrificing a pawn. He's playing the Black Mardemer, whatever it's called. And he's already up 4 seconds. He's got speed, he's got wheels, he's got ambition, he's got dreams. This is North America. This is the American dream. You can call yourself whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. And he epitomizes it. Long Dong Bong Chong for NA. Let's get some hype in the chat. He's up 5 seconds on Komodo. He just needs to keep this pace up. Eric, this is fantastic.
Wow, the speed out of this.
The
guy.
speed! Look at the speed. He's up 5 seconds.
Very
Put his
nice.
king on H1. Get away from the diagonal. Prophylactic. Yes. Great stuff. Knight F5 is coming. Knight F5. Is he going to find Knight F5? Okay, that's a decent move as well. He's up 8 seconds. If he keeps this up, Eric, we're going to see NA take the first game. A 1,000 point upset. Long Dong Bong Chong showing that a 1,400 can take... Oh!
Oh, man, this is...
Oh, that was premature.
We got very excited there.
He was fast. He was ambitious.
The queen hang is just...
He was playing good moves, Eric, and that
much.
just took the wind out of my sails.
Yes, I mean, I was so hyped.
Oh,
to see this
but
upset
you know what?
and-
He has another game to redeem himself. Long Dong Bong Chong playing black against Komodo Dragon. Needs to win to take this to overtime. Best of 3 bullet. Komodo Dragon. Opening expert. Long Dong Bong Chong. Classic shit poster. Who is going to win?
I don't like the decision here.
Well, this is like isolated pawn position. Komodo Dragon is a well-known Alpin player. He's going to be very comfortable playing white here. He's already preparing. Queen D3, going for checkmate, going for long dong.
Very, very bad.
He's already going for long dong.
F5 against the...
Well, no, yeah, at least he's preventing checkmate, Eric. I'd much rather he play F5 than play... Oh, G5.
Creative.
G5, he is.
Oh.
King G7, he's running for it. Rook
Oh,
here,
this is-
rook here,
this is
rook here. He's
ugly.
got... No, it's okay, rook here. He's got moves, Eric. He's got moves. Ooh, that is not...
No, this is checkmating. This must
Where's the
be.
checkmate, Eric?
But it
King
must
here.
be. I mean, surely...
The rook can't lift in yet. King over. No, he's tough. He's resilient. He's a tough cookie. Bishop takes. He's up 4 seconds still. Rook E3. Queen G7. Queen G7. Queen G7. He's got moves. He got moves. Long dong. There you go. There you go. This guy's capable. You can't count him out. He's surviving, Eric. He's a survivor. Bishop takes. Or even that move. Great moves. He's actually playing really well. Long dong Bong Chong. 20 seconds apiece. Oh, King H8. King H8. He finds it. Bishop G4 next move. He's playing great moves. King. No! And right when he was just about to escape, he blunders the game. He could have still played King G8 here. I don't see an immediate win. And he's threatening Bishop G4. But Queen H6. Oh, that is pinned. A good effort.
Good effort. Very, very nice play. I mean, it's hard to. It's very disturbing. 16 seconds on the clock. If you're not an experienced ball
He
player,
played
it's-
really well.
Yes.
But he, unfortunately, the ruthless Irish chess shuts him down.
All right. Lion Poacher.
Lion Poacher is up next. NAEU. Here, wait, go. Lion Poacher against Komodo Dragon. NAEU. There are 3 Europeans left and 5 North Americans. Oh, the very fashionable line of the Caro Can being tested right now. Lion Poacher is a new player. I've never seen him before. He's here to prove himself as a worthy twink in the arena. It's going down the wire. Knight f4. Queen has to go to f1. He's going to play g3 next. f6 here. f6 looks really good for black. Opening up the lines. Oh, this is going to be a massive center. Knight takes d3, e5. Amadan showing why he's considered an opening expert. Getting great positions with both colors. Look at this. He keeps getting these good openings. It's not fair. NA needs to really work on their theory here. That's all EU is. Cheapos and openings. But he's up 7 seconds. Lion Poacher has the time edge. If he can castle here, he's doing good. And he's castled. He's successfully castled. Lion Poacher has chances. Rook e1. Okay, knight here wants to play rook e1 and knight f4. Knight f4. Sacrifice the exchange. That's a good move first. He's got rook takes d5. Rook takes d5. Wins a pawn. Yes, and he's up 10 seconds. Amadan, despite a big opening advantage, is down 10 seconds. I do not believe he has enough time or a good enough position to convert this. Rook's going to g5. Rook's going to g5, and he finds it. Amadan needs a checkmate. Amadan's Komodo Dragon, for those who don't know. He needs a checkmate. He's down on time. He's got 6 seconds. Not enough time. Just survive. Rook takes. And he throws in a check. That's a tricky move. Forces the queens off the board. And now white's not going to get checkmated. The worst is over. This is going to be a win for NA. A 300-point upset for Lion Poacher. And Amadan needs to win. We might be seeing a big upset here. Lion Poacher is very, very fast. White needs to win here. Maybe he's going to play e5. I can see e5 coming in pretty quickly. He's preparing bishop h6. Bishop h6. Keep in mind, it is pretty late in EU right now. Well, one thing black wants to do is bishop g4 and bishop pin the knight. Good move. That's very uncomfortable. You can take it, knight d4. This is looking really good for black again. Look at this knight. f5, rook f8, and the pressure is on. White's king is in trouble. It's even time right now, so it's anybody's game, but you gotta like black's chances here. h6, g5, knight g6, knight g6. The knight has a great home here. Look at this position. Beautiful knight play by the North American. Knight f4, knight f4. He finds the intermezzo, and Amadan is down to queen. He needs to come up with something right away. This is a lost position. Knight d5. He's got some squares. Oh, that's another pawn. Knight takes f4. The plays by NA are serious this game. Look at this. Queen f3 check. Knight h3. And queen takes f2 is checkmate. There is a forced checkmate on the board, and he's going to find it. He finds it! A knockout for NA. Lion Poacher beats Komodo Dragon 2-0. And there are only 2 remaining players for EU. A very, very well played match by Lion Poacher. Here we go. EU-NA. There are 5 NA players left, 2 Europeans, 2 IMs, and these guys are super fast, as you can tell. They've been waiting for a long time. 2 weak, 2 slow. I don't know who he is, but he's rated 2,500. So these are the juggernauts. Black is up a pawn. Black is up a pawn. Our third Irish of the evening. H4 ready to play knight g5. Both players really fast so far. Here we go. Finally a game though. EU-NA. We haven't stopped. NA big favorites right now. This is a must win for EU. This is a must win for EU. And knight takes f2 with d3 coming. That is a nasty tactic. Nasty, nasty, nasty. But white is up a piece. No, white is not up a piece. White's just down 5 seconds and this king is getting brutalized. Knight d4 maybe. No, knight here. That's going... Oh, that's a blunder. Knight takes b2. He hangs the exchange. Hangs a rook. This is game over already. Some very quick tactics by... This was a fast game, but Astane really came in hot. Uh-oh. This is bad news if you're an NA fan. Because even though NA has more players left, these are the 2 heavy carries for EU. Astane already up a pawn and already up on time. Knight f7, and he's going for e5. He wants to play e6 next move. And that wins material, just crushing his opponent. He's up 5 seconds, and he's up in exchange. Oof. The speed, the combos, it's all there right now, and I don't know what to say. We're going to be seeing another North American eliminated. A no contest here, but it's okay. Astane is very good in bullet. Knight f3 check, just missed. He had a chance with knight f3 check to regain some material. Ooh, that's a rook hang. That is 2-0. EU wins. And there are only 4 remaining for NA. Lion Poacher is still alive, sorry. 2 weak, 2 slow is eliminated. Smarter Chess is not here, so we actually need to find a replacement for Smarter Chess. If you're rated between 2200 and 2400 bullet from NA, you can replace Smarter Chess. Here we go. The game has started. Astane against ya boy Agent. EU-NA, here we go. It's beginning. 23-36 against 26-44. Both very, very fast players. Agent JL here. He is the last minute substitute for Smarter Chess. He's very fast. He likes the trash talk. He's an American bull player. Oh, and bishop takes... Oh, knight takes f7. Oh, no. Oh, this is going to be bad. Oh, that was awful. Not a good debut for the young lad. Oh. No. Astane is just decapitating the North Americans. What sort of substitute was that? That was disgusting. That was... Jeez. He just executed the young boy. Oh. NA is collapsing at the end. The stamina, it's 2 a.m. in EU, yet NA is the one choking and collapsing. So speaking about, talking about stamina, it seems like NA really is the one with stamina issues. It's 2 a.m. for EU and they're the ones playing better. Astane is up 4 seconds and he's got a good banko right now. He's going to king walk over to g7. Not sure about a5 giving up b5, but he's got, this pawn is hanging. And yeah. Asian Jail's got a decent position. Bishop c4 castle. He's going to be up a pawn. Bishop c4. Yes. A must-win game for Agent Jail, and he's playing like it. He has a much better position this game than last game. He's going to try to trade off more pieces. Rook a6 coming. Oh, queen e1 force. Queen e1 force. Got to protect. Get the queen away. Queen f2, trade the queens away, and an exchange sacrificed by Astane. Good practical decision. That's an effective rook. Rook a3, kick the rook out. Rook a4. Okay. White is up in exchange, but white is down 5 seconds. This is anybody's game. You're going to have to play much quicker as white. White has to really pick up the pace. The knight's going to d3. That is going to be bad. Uh-oh. He's down 10 seconds now. Agent JL really needs to figure out a way to dislodge this knight. With that knight on the board, you pretty much can't use your rooks at all. They're tied down completely. The Astane is just going to camp there. And he blunders. I mean, white blunders. This does not work. Black takes on b2. Now it's a great endgame. Ooh, and it's going to... Look at this. The Astane is just wiping out NA one by one. I'm not sure we're even going to see Europe's last player. Look at that speed. Look at those moves. Look at that conversion. No chance. Total control over the position. Astane defeats the boy from Michigan. Astane against JusticeBot is our next game. 2,700 bullet players. USA against Ireland. And we're going to watch it from the Americans' point of view. We got a Caro-Kann Karpov variation, knight g5. JusticeBot playing a little bit slower out of the opening. He's down a couple seconds already. But he's playing a tricky, very tricky variation. And Astane avoids some of the tricks there. Queenside Castle. We're going to see a sharp game. Queenside Castle as well from both sides. We're going to see maybe rook e1, c4, knight e5. But Black's going to play c5. Looks like Black has a very decent position. c5 is coming with equality. Astane is up 8 seconds though. This is not going to be competitive if JusticeBot cannot play faster. He's up 10 seconds now. It's building move by move. Knight d5. f4 supporting it. The position is balanced, but time is not. And Black's going to look to trade off the bishop pair. Trade off the bishop pair. JusticeBot is playing way too slowly. The pressure's getting into him. This is too slow. The Astane is up 12 seconds now. It's too much. He's got to play fast. He's got to go for something. Got to start making pre-moves. The pre-moves have to come now. What is going on with JusticeBot? Not sure if it's leg, nerves. The position is a normal position. He's got to start pre-moving. He's down 12 seconds. And he goes for this breakthrough. He goes for this pawn. Queen takes g4. Even material. White has the outside h pawn. Black's got a great knight on f5. h4. h4 coming. Oh, queen d3 check. Queen d3 check. Maybe. Yes, and he does it. Whose king is going to be weaker? This king is exposed. This king is exposed. Oh, queen e3. Knight c2 check. Knight c2 check. Oh, and JusticeBot goes down. Astane continues to perform. Up on time. Getting decent positions. He continues to perform. And here he is. He's going to convert this. Rook a2 is checkmate. He finds it. Game 1 goes to Ireland. This is a must-win game for JusticeBot with Black. They immediately head to the second game. We have a 4 knights. Astane playing faster and playing good moves. He is carrying EU on his back. JusticeBot is playing quicker this game. Time is around even. Look at that. Time is around even. He's got a good position. He takes on d5. Take on d5. Double pawns. Those are not good double pawns at all. It's blocking your own bishop. A very decent position for JusticeBot. Maybe knight f5. Get ready to capture on d4. Attaboy, but he took 8 seconds playing it. Time is going to be a big problem once again, despite this being a great position for Black. Knight e3 wins an exchange. Astane is in trouble here on the board. He's in trouble. He's losing an exchange, and he's going into an endgame. How many more pawns? He is down 2 pawns and an exchange. If JusticeBot can't win this game, he has only himself to blame. Whoa, look at that move. Creative. Rook e8 works. And a mate, there's a mate, and he blocks it. Oh, that was a close moment there. Rook here is pinned. He might play king to h2. A tense game here. Bishop g6, no, bishop f7. Rook's going to go, this rook is still pinned. That's quite annoying. White really needs to get this king off of that diagonal, and he finally does it. Rook e4 hitting g4. Justice Spot is winning this game. This is going to go to a third game, barring a huge blunder. A queen trade allows knight takes d6, but rook e3 check, followed by rook takes g4. Oh, the queens are off, and the rooks are off. Bishop takes d5. Justice Spot says, I'm going to go into a winning endgame. a5. He's going to play a5. Yes. Time is even, but black is up 2 pawns. This is a winning endgame. He just needs to avoid blundering that bishop. Bishop here, here, wins the bishop. The choke! The choke! What a choke by Justice Spot. And a draw. Astane salvages a draw, and all he needs in this third game is a draw. First to 2 points, best of 3. That was some bad technique from JB. He blundered everything there. Unbelievable. And Astane continuing the speed. He's doing very well with his trusty Caro-Kann. You see the Irish playing the Caro-Kann. It looks like they're hosting training camps together. Castles. Rook e8. c5. Black is getting close to equality once again. This is a must-win game for Justice Spot. Bishop e7. He's got more space. He's got queen g4. h4, queen g4. More space for white. I like white's position. He's got to sacrifice. Sacrifice is looming. Maybe double on the d file. Maybe play queen g4, threaten bishop takes h6. He's got to play faster. He's down 10 seconds. Justice Spot is not adjusting as quickly as he should be. He's down on time far too much, far too often. Queen c6 or queen c7. He's just going to trade rooks and go into an endgame. Look, this is 17 seconds and we're in the middle of the game. What is going on here? Rook d8, just trade everything off. Queen c6. Astane is letting JB Justice Spot catch up on time. I'm not quite sure about that. Oh, but he falls for the fork. Black wins a piece. No, you can't. It's pinned. There's a mate here. There's a mate. So Astane blunders. Now 17 seconds apiece. Astane only needs a draw to win. Justice Spot needs to win this game. He needs to win this game. He needs to get this rook into the game. He needs to get this rook onto h3. He's starting mate. Rook e3, rook h3. It's going to be mate. It's going to be a mate. We're going to game 3. 1.5, 1.5. Queen c6 check, spite check. King here. What a comeback by Justice Spot. There we go. He made up a 17-second deficit, and we go to the 4th game. 3 Americans left. 2 Europeans. And the moves are coming out fast. We got a sort of a King's Indian attack structure. Justice Spot is playing quicker than the first game. He's definitely getting a bit better there. He opens up the A file. Going to play knight d7, get rid of this dark squared bishop. He wins. Astane, he's got the bishop pair. Justice Spot has the bishop pair. He has the bishop pair. And that's a nice tactic. Ooh. Don't like a couple of those moves, but b5 is soft. And Astane defends that. Maybe knight b8, get rid of this knight. Okay, active counterplay. 39 seconds to 42. He needs to play a little bit quicker. There you go. Take the open A file. Knight d4, 30, knight takes e6, knight f8. Oh, knight takes e6, knight takes e6. All the light squares are weak. d5 is hanging, g6 is hanging. This is very, very bad. Rook c7, queen takes d5 is a threat. But look at how weak. Queen takes... Oh, queen f7 is... Is this game over? The queen is offside. Queen f7, you cannot stop. This is game over. Astane... Wait, bishop b2, that's not game over? Is he surviving? Is he really surviving? He can't be. Rook takes b2 is a threat. Ooh. And now it finally is checkmate. A very valiant effort from JB at the end, but Astane too fast and finding the combinations. EU takes it. 2.5, 1.5. This was a nail biter. This went to 4 games. Justice Spot eliminated. Assuming Lion Poacher is out, the only person remaining for Team NA is Penguin. The only person remaining is Penguin. Is he here? Here we go. Penguin against Astane. And it started. 2960. That is a monster rating. Here we go. Astane is quick, but so is Penguin. This is intense. Best of 3 bullet. NA-EU. 1 NA player left, 2 Europeans. But the top player of the Battle Royale is in action right now. And Penguin is already up 6 seconds on Astane. This is the first time we've seen Astane down on time in the opening. F5 supporting that knight. Knight E5, giving up a pawn. That's just giving up a pawn. Maybe a second pawn. That's a second pawn. Okay, this is hanging. Okay, so only one pawn, but Astane is down 7 seconds. Penguin is so fast. The time deficit is real. Okay, but White has a bit of an initiative. White's king is a bit safer than Black's king at first glance. Bishop B3, that's a nice square for that bishop. This knight would like to go on D4, but the queen is defending that. Astane needs to catch up. He's down 9 seconds. 9 seconds is too much to give to Penguin. Penguin is here to clean up EU. Can EU defend against Penguin? Andrew Tang against Astane. IM against IM. EU against NA. 9 seconds up, but the rooks are on the 7th, and the tactics probably favor White. Can he get a knight on E5? He wants to get a knight on E5. Ooh, rook E4. Queen's going to go to D6, I guess. Queen G3. Offering a queen trade. Offering queen trade. Rook on the 7th. Rook on the 7th. Knight H5 covers it. Maybe bishop here. Bishop here. Astane is down so much on time, though. Can he really make this up? Bishop here. Ooh, check. Knight F4. Rook takes. And he defends. And he's up on time. This is going to be a win for Penguin. He's up 7 seconds. And he's up on time. And he's defended the mate. EU. Wait, sorry. NA takes the first game. Barring a checkmate here. Andrew Tang wins. And now this is a must-win game for EU. Astane playing the Slav. He needs to play quicker this game. I think last game was fairly balanced, but he had a lot of pressure to deliver a checkmate because he was down on time. And when going for that checkmate, he exposed himself to some tactics. That was nice defense and nice control by Penguin. B5. This is a solid position for Black. He wants to play rook C8, knight B6, knight C4. Get some counterplay on the queen side. Maybe rook B8 and knight C4 instead. I sort of like Black's position. He's playing quickly. White also has some trumps. Bishop pair. And he's getting ready to open up in the center. Ooh, closing the position. I'm not sure about that, but the knight on F4 is very good. Maybe you can take this pawn. No, you can't, because his bishop has a discovered attack on the queen. Black needs to get some squares, and he doesn't have squares. This knight can't go anywhere. This knight doesn't have anywhere good. This bishop is cramped. This is a great position for White right now. Huge space lead in White, and Black is just moving. Black has nowhere to move. Black is getting squeezed to death in this position right now. The knight might go to G6 or something. Black needs to find a safe space for that king. Maybe get the king all the way to B7. That's not possible. Penguin plays bishop B5, keeping the king on D8. Knight G6, that's a decent square, but you need to get the rooks involved. These rooks have lines. These rooks don't. Rook C3, that's a great move by Astane. He needs to find more of those. Queen C7 maybe. He's got to sacrifice. He's got to consider sacrificing. He's got a king E7 for the queen. He finds, okay, king B8 is also safe. But the queen is invading. Queen A6. Oh, queen A6, he got rook C8 maybe. He's still got fighting chance. Oh, bishop B4, the tactics. And bishop B6, bishop D6 is going to win the game. Oh. This is 2 pieces for a queen. But Astane is up 5 seconds. He's up 5 seconds. 5 seconds is a lot of time. There's a mate threat. There's a mate threat here. No, but there's no mate. Bishop B6. Bishop B6. He's fighting on. He's fighting on. 6 seconds to 11. Astane just needs to survive for 5 more seconds. 5 more seconds for Astane. And he can fight Penguin. Remember, on chess.com, you lose time for a pre-move. Astane only needs 4 more seconds. 4 more seconds, and the Irish are going to win this game. Oh, look at that. He just needs to survive. Oh, one more. Astane flags Penguin. He defended all the checkmates, and we are going to a third game. EU-NA game 3. Alex Astane Lopez against Andrew Tang. Look at that. Look at that speed. Look at that resilience. He didn't resign when he lost his queen. He defended. That was tremendous. Now he is White. Winner takes all. Best of 3. Astane up a couple seconds already. Oh, knight takes e5. That just trades everything off. Who's better here? I'm not sure. Queen c2. Everything just gets traded here. Opposite bishops. But he's up 4 seconds. He's up 4 seconds already. Astane is up 4 seconds. He's up 4 seconds. If he maintains this, no risk, little edge. Opposite bishops, 2 rooks on the board. Anybody's ball game here. But you got to be happy if you're up on time against Penguin. You know you're doing something right. Rook d1. Astane up 7 seconds, building up that time speed. Look at that Irish speed. You got Conor McGregor, now you have Astane trying to defend Ireland. Rook d2. Okay, the game is heading towards more of a technical draw as more pieces get traded off. But Astane still up 4 seconds. This rook is pinned. Okay, this bishop's defended. He's going to play rook c2. Maybe king h2, defend his king. Time is now even. Rook d2. No, queen c3 is in time. The queen is pinned. Almost blundered there. All right, very tentative. Both players clearly look very nervous. They're not going for big tactics here. Remember, best of 3. First of 2 wins. It's 1 win apiece. The bishop is hanging. And Astane wins the first pawn. Astane is up a pawn. It's going for a second pawn. Astane is up in this game. He is up 2 seconds and he's up on the board. Queen c2. Astane is winning this game. He's up 2 seconds and a pawn. Bishop d4 though, being threatened. Bishop d4 is a big move. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Darksford. Uh-oh. Andrew Tang is now up a second and White's king feels a bit less safe than Black's. This g3 pawn, this h4 pawn. Queen takes h4 as a threat. Astane covers it. Oh, and the blunder! The blunder by Tang. He hangs the queen. And Astane is on his way to winning. Another blunder! Another blunder. Both players hang their queen. Who is going to win this time scramble? Unreal event here. Both players hang the queen on the queen side. I do not know what is happening. 5 seconds to 1. And Astane just, 1.5 seconds to win the pawn. 1.5 seconds to win the pawn. He's got to survive. He's got to keep the pawn. He's got to keep the pawn. He cannot lose the pawn. If he loses the pawn, it is going to be a draw. And Astane flags Tang to take the match and the battle for EU. Astane wins 2-1 EUNA. What a crazy final match. Speechless. EU. Astane wins 5 matches in a row and takes it for EU.